Chelsea's Grand Prix transmission went out over the weekend, on Thanksgiving weekend, so that caused me a bunch more stress, lack of time, loss of time. So that's why I'm gonna drive this for a few days and let her drive the plow truck. I got some sweet parts for the new car. I got this, I forget this thing does it every time, sorry. The XL, stop following me. There we go. So I got some sweet parts for the new car. The new Venturi intake, new to me, it's not new period. And a whole bunch of carbon fiber pieces for it. A couple pieces on back order from GM, so I ended up getting some aftermarket ones. So we got aftermarket door ones for the door trim, aftermarket front grille ones, but got a set of headers for it. Titanium exhaust. I'm not sure, haven't really talked about it yet, but I waited quite some time for this car and I finally got it. I guess I'll go show it to you guys because I don't think I have yet. So hopefully there's some C8 Z06 fans, especially if you like a Z07 package. I waited about 2 years to make sure I could get all the parts for this so I could get the perfect car, and obviously it's in the right color, red mist metallic. Yeah, so feast your eyes. It's one of the nicest looking cars I've ever seen in my life in person. It's absolutely stunning. Oh, the wing and the carbon canard splitters. Oh, the carbon fiber mirrors and bronze wheels to match the C6 and the black with adrenaline red interior. Sorry for the camera thing. I'm not very good at this game, especially because everything shows backwards. But 2-year order process, wait time. It actually took GM only like 7 weeks to build the car once they had all the parts for it. So it's pretty awesome. Z07 package 2025 Z06. I just barely broke the 600 miles on it, or 500 miles for the break-in. I got 600 on it right before the snow hit, so I was fortunate enough to buzz out a few times and put some miles on it. I'm gonna do some pretty cool videos on it here soon because we got intake exhaust, headers, high flow cats, stuff of that nature, and we'll get all that stuff on it here soon. I just was like, well, it's been another 10 days or so since I videoed anything, so I want to make a quick couple rounds. I'm gonna go test drive this truck for a while and we'll come back. All right, we'll see you soon. Finally got our flip truck done, hopefully. We can go test drive it, drive around for a few days, get this thing sold. Haven't had anything really exciting happening this week except for stressful work, because this thing was a pain in the butt and needed a bunch of extra parts, cost a bunch more thousands. This one had a spun rod bearing, not just a lifter failure, so motor's out of that, but the next engine came. So we've just been getting our butts kicked with tough laborious work. I'll let Andrew park his truck over here for some cool pictures. Might as well just leave it there, it looks sweet. Anyways, nothing super exciting yet. I think it's Wednesday today. Yeah, today's Wednesday. About the best thing that's happened in a while is Andrew helped me stab the motor in there on Thanksgiving. We got the long block in the car. Haven't had any time to work on it since. I was thinking today, but we're kind of behind schedule. It's already like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna get this thing wrapped up. I got a few things to do to it. Anyways, how's everyone doing? Of course, it's winter here in northern Michigan, my least favorite time of my entire life. I absolutely hate it these days, but here we are, married to the place, can't leave now. The girlfriend's Grand Prix GXP trans went out at our second Thanksgiving dinner the day after Thanksgiving, so that was fantastic. Just sold all my newer trucks so I could buy that Vet, and now we have one winter vehicle until we get that fixed. So I found a trans that I think is decent, and we'll slap it in there. Last year we got this car for just a little over a year ago, or about a year ago. I should have made a video about it before because I forget people like these Grand Prix GXPs a lot. So I found this car and it was absolutely rust-free. The front bumper is a little beat up, but the car's in pretty good shape overall. And we got it with a blown up engine. So Andrew and I tore it apart. Well, mostly Andrew tore it apart. And then we did an LS6 cam, LS6 heads, the sodium filled intake valves. We had it set there, so we're like, why not? So we did a few things to it. I built a pretty nice stainless exhaust system for it. a bunch of vibrant stuff, has a couple resonators, and actually while we're speaking on that, I'll show you something funny, and this is why cheap stainless sucks. So I used pretty much all vibrant stainless steel, and I made a V-band flange for it there, and then put a couple vibrant resonators in it, and then actually used one piece of Speed Engineering stainless because it just kind of was like a spare piece laying around, and I'm like, perfect. And that's, you know, the rustiest, shittiest piece on the whole car. But the rest of it's stainless. I was like, oh, it'll last a while then. But anyways, the car is relatively nice, so now I get to put a trans in it. A year later, and like 4,500 miles later, trans went out with 110. So pretty sure the torque converter failed because it just started to kind of lock and unlock and then just lost every single gear and wouldn't move. And I'm like, this is awesome in a snowstorm after our second Thanksgiving dinner. This black truck, I don't really want to talk about it. Andrew put this engine that we got a 6.2 for this in there, and then it, we hope it's not as bad as it sounds, but it's already got a knock. It's at the very least a lifter and a cam, and you know, now I'm gonna lose money on that. So I bought it to basically buy it and resell it so that we could, bought us a job. I bought us an engine install job, so I bought the truck from a guy that got it from auction, and it was like, dang it, I just don't have the money to fix the 6.2, it's so expensive. And I was like, yeah, they're terrible. Really salty right now, so let's not talk about that. Anyways, yeah, it's about to be engine number 2, or at least fix that one for, you know, several $1,000s more. Sometimes you win. Most of the time I lose. Anyways, back to the good stuff. So I brought the green car in a while back. I don't know if I touched on that at all, but I have it back on the hoist, and I figured I might as well stop working for a minute and film a little bit. So I got the engine in on Thanksgiving Day. Andrew and I dropped in really quick, but I haven't had time to get the wiring all back and sorted and all that good stuff. So I just cleaned some of the stuff up, and I got a little bit, I'm gonna clean the manifolds a little better. They're over there. They're just, you know, kind of dirty and stained from us touching our fingers on it and then getting hot and burning fingerprints in there. So I'll polish it again. Do that tonight. And then I got push rods from Manton in. So I'll put those push rods in. Those Series 5/16 push rods are amazing. They're, yeah, in case anyone didn't know, we have 5/16 push rods in this engine, and it goes 3s in the 8th and 9,000 RPM. It's super neat. 5 Series Manton push rods are the best push rods money can buy. That's super impressive, and that stemmed from not having any room to clear even 11/32 push rod with the stupid cathedral ports and the tall deck and the raised cam, and just where the push rods end up laying. So the standard deck stuff, 3/8 fit in them, but the tall deck with the raised cam, it just changes the trajectory of the push rod and they don't clear anywhere. And that was the whole thing that trickled through, where I poured it through the heads from the inside out or the outside in, trying to clear for push rods. So that was fantastic. But anyways, I'm gonna plug away on this, and I'll post some update stuff on this, and probably just get it running. If not tonight, well, probably not tonight, probably realistically tomorrow. I'll get it running, and I'll probably do some shakedown passes to break it in really good on the dyno and post some videos. It's been a while, and I miss it, but it's been quite the year. So yeah, I'll get plugging on this and keep you guys up to date on that a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little GXP video, throw a little something together, since it'll have a used transmission for me to break in a video on the dyno. But it'll probably make decent power. It'll probably make like 325 or so. It's probably pretty healthy, but we shall see. All right, got a lot of stuff done, so I'll end it here for the night. I got the other push rods in from Manton, so I got all the 6 that I needed to change in. I got the wiring ran for the intake. I got the intake torqued down. I got the fuel lines on. All the rest of the grounds are done. I did a few other things I forget now, but basically tomorrow, all I have to do is polish the headers. Put the headers on, put the EGTs in, which is super simple. Put some plugs in it. The coil packs are mounted down there. The other side, they melted a little bit. Well, not really melted, but the other side, when it blew the fireball, I got to polish off the exhaust too. It blew that fireball pretty good right on the exhaust. It kind of got those a little bit, so I'll get that stuff off the starter because it bugs me. And then those 4 coils, I'll just change them and put 4 new coils on it. And I'll just use those as my backups because I like shiny stuff. So that force induction's 114 millimeter. It's a bad mammoth jamma. Can't wait to use all that, you know, because we maxed the 110 out. Sorry about those welds too, I rushed one day. Like that was a huge rush job because the turbo showed up the day we were going to the track. So, not that I'm the greatest welder ever, but substantially better than that. You know, a lot better than those. But anyways, fuel pump's all on. Oil system's primed. I put oil in it. Got it almost ready to rock. So I'll tinker with it tomorrow and I will get it fired up. I brought the fuel in. I brought the trailer in today actually from outside. I shoveled that off. It fell off the roof onto my truck. That was pretty cool. Thankfully I didn't hurt myself because I'm too old for that shit. But I'll get this probably knocked out tomorrow after work and probably fired up. So I'll put this video up just to break up the time and pick back up tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great night. We'll see you guys soon.